welcome back. So today's video we're going to be doing my almond shaped hand. I already have some UNT peel base on this hand. For today's liquids I will be using my Mani Boss liquids. And I wanted to show you my little haul from Ritzy dips. This is my first time ordering from them. And I wanted to show you guys all the colors, so here they are. So this is the one I will be using today. Again, it's Moonshine. And I'm going to pair it with Revel's Ballet and Revel's Elena. And I will be using my Chaos Concepts bottle holder to put my Mani Boss liquids in. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So I am going to start with Ballet, which is the pink shade. And what we're going to do is you're going to grab your dip base. And I like to go from 3/4 of the way up the nail. Well, actually a little bit past that, almost all the way to a full coverage of the dip base. And you're going to bring it down all the way down to the free edge. And then after that, you're going to take your powder and do a pour over method, which is basically pouring it over that dip base over your nail. This is me just making sure that I covered all the dip base. Then I'm going to take my cuticle tool and clean up my sidewalls and my cuticle area. Once you're done cleaning up your cuticle and sidewalls, then you're going to go ahead and dust off the excess. Okay, so from here I usually do 2 full layers of like a full coat of dip base and then pour over the dip powder, but I felt like Ballet was kind of thin near the cuticle area, so I ended up doing 3 layers of like a full coverage. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and do a full layer of dip base, then I'm going to go ahead and do the pour over method. You're going to take your cuticle tool and clean up your cuticle areas and sidewalls, and then you're going to dust off the excess. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch, and then I'll be right back. Like I said before, I usually don't do 4 layers of the solid color, but I think Ballet just needed it. And since the Mani Boss liquids are thin, doing 4 layers of dip powder, it doesn't make your nail thick or anything like that. So that's why I really like Mani Boss liquids, because they're really, really thin and they're super easy to work with. Okay, so before we move on, we're going to go ahead and activate that middle finger. And I like to do this just in case if I bump my finger into anything, which has happened to me before. So that's why I like to activate as I go. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to Elena. And it looks like I actually haven't used this color before, but I did do my research, so I know how she looks like. It looks like a really nice blurple color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat the application process for my pointer and pinky finger, but I'm only going to do 3 layers of Elena. So again, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch, and then I'm going to pop in here and there. Okay guys, so it looks like I actually was doing my thumb and not my pinky, but we're gonna go ahead and just keep it moving and pretend you didn't hear me say pinky. So we're gonna go ahead and just keep the same process on the thumb. We're gonna do 3 layers of the color. We're doing 3/4 of the way up and then 2 full layers, cleaning up the cuticle and sidewalls and then dusting off the excess in between. Okay, now that the color is laid, I'm going to go ahead and activate the Blurple color. Again, that's Elena from Revel. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to our glitter, which is Moonshine. And since I'm only doing my ring finger and pinky, I'm not going to need a lot. So I'm only going to pour just about half of my container into my cupcake liner. Okay, so when I swatched these colors, all of her glitters are pretty dense. So I'm only going to use 1 coat of the glitter. So I'm going to do a full layer of dip base and then I'm going to lay my finger into the cupcake liner. Some areas will be sparse or like missing glitter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add dip base to those specific areas and then add the glitters where I want them. So basically I'm going to manipulate the glitters and kind of push them where I want them to be, where they're going to look good. So I honestly like to use my cuticle tool to kind of help me place the glitters of where I want them to be. It's just really easy and it doesn't get it too much on your glitter. As you can tell, some of them are already stuck on my finger. But yeah, I like to use this cuticle tool, kind of like to move the glitters that I don't need or kind of place them back on the nail. So what I did is right here, I'm just taking off the like extra ones that are kind of on top of each other, because that makes your nail kind of like thick and chunky once you start putting the clear layer over it. So that's why I like to move those out of the way. Okay, so right here I'm actually going to get a little star and a little moon out because I have some areas that look a little bit blank, but I feel like they need this particular shape. So what I did is I used my tweezers just to pluck them out, and then I'm going to put my dip base of where I want them to be. And I'm actually going to use that same cuticle tool to kind of pick it up and push it down. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch. I'm going to go ahead and do my pinky as well, and then I'm going to pop back in before we clear cap. And you guys, honestly, this is the chunkiest, most difficult glitter I kind of ever worked with. And I was just determined to make it work because it's just so pretty. And the outcome it came out really good, but I gotta be honest with you guys, this was pretty difficult to work with. So, I mean, just be aware when you get a chunky glitter that you're gonna need a little bit more patience, and they're gonna need a little bit more love. So again, just be patient. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and get ready to clear cap. I am using my double dip, and I do have a discount code with them, so make sure you check that down below in the description box. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a full coat of dip base, and then I'm gonna do the pour over method. I did let it soak in before I dust it off, and I felt like they were still a little bit too chunky where if I filed, I would have filed the glitter, so I decided to actually do 2 layers of the clear. Okay, so I did dust off a little bit off camera, but right here is what I'm doing is I'm putting activator on, and you want to put a generous amount of activator since we did do 2 layers of clear plus that glitter, because you want it to make sure that it penetrates all the way through to make sure it cures everything. Okay, so this is how we're looking before we found and buff. And I am going to do it off camera, but here is after. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add another layer of activator. All right, and this is how we look right after we activated. Before we do our top coat, what I'm gonna do is take a little alcohol swab, and I'm going to just swipe my nails really quickly like this, just taking off the excess activator. Taking off the excess activator helps not harden your dip top coat brush. So what you're gonna do for your first layer is you wanna make sure that you're doing quick strokes, as little as possible, with as little product on the brush, making sure not to overflow the cuticle area. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that to all 5 nails first. And I'm also making sure that I am cleaning my brush before I return it to the bottle. Okay, once you're done with all 5 nails, you can then return to the first nail that you started with, which for me is my thumb. I did speed this up, but for this layer, you have to make sure that you are more precise, and you still don't want to flood the cuticle, so you want to make sure that you have enough product on your brush to cover the entire nail, but not too much where it floods the cuticle and your sidewalls. And you still want to go ahead and wipe your brush before you return it back to your bottle. All right, and this is our mani so far. I think the colors match so perfect with this glitter. So before we end this video, of course, I'm gonna go ahead and hydrate my cuticles. Today I'm using Candy Skincare. Okay, and this is our final result. I think this mani looks super cute on these almond nails, and I'm liking it so much. So you guys, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye.